Should you get a tech adjacent job if you want to break in to tech as a programmer but can't seem to get a programming job yet? In this video, I'm going to talk to you about my experience about it because there's a lot of mixed thoughts on this idea. I'm actually here filming today from Seoul, Korea, as I'm traveling throughout Asia. Just got here the other day. Today went to the Gangnam busy area district. My girlfriend had an appointment there and I was doing some work there. And now I'm back by where I'm staying at, just taking an evening walk. And I thought I'll make you this video today. Because when I was first breaking into tech, I would search like things you get around. I remember in my coding bootcamp, my instructor went over testing, and then he mentioned that it might be a clever idea to become a QA, quality testing, like a test engineer before becoming a full stack web developer, if that's your goal. So you can transition into becoming a developer. And it might just make logically sense because there's jobs that require coding language, but the main responsibility of the job is not to write code, but maybe just read small snippets of it. Maybe you need to communicate this code to someone. So there's definitely job opportunities out there for people who want to work with code but not directly write code. And then you might be thinking, yeah, I could apply for one of these tech adjacent jobs first, gain some experience, and then apply for a dev job. And but the counter argument is that you might get pigeonholed in this other job role, and people in the company might just think of that role. And then when someone thinks of you in that role, it can be hard to change their mind and see you as another kind of role. So I just want to talk to you my experience for this, because when I got in, I didn't just straight up become a software developer. I was actually a tutor first, and this job didn't need me to write code, but I had to read a lot of code. I had to tutor students with coding, and it helped me develop my technical expertise to get a software engineering job. Because in the meantime, I'll get rejected to all these dev jobs. And then I've seen other people do something similar of it too, but not just a tutoring. Yeah, I had a lot of colleagues that were tutors as well that ended up getting jobs. The ones who were good at their job, they got engineering jobs. And then I've seen this as well. I had another colleague from the tutoring job. He didn't have a dev job, but he was a test engineer. And then I saw on LinkedIn, he got promoted to be a senior software engineer at that same company. So he made it through. I had another example where an alumni from the coding bootcamp was a customer success. And this customer success had some technical aspects to it, but it was mostly support, mostly talking to customer facing rather than writing code. And so he had this job at a startup. And doing this, he got to work with engineers, and he had time during her job where they set up mentoring with her. And then eventually she was converted to an engineer at that startup. And then there's the other ones, one more as a network engineer. I had a friend who was a network engineer right after college because he got a computer science degree in university and couldn't get a dev job, so he got a network engineering job. And then later on, he was able to become a software engineer. So I have personal experience myself, and talking to real people who were my colleagues were able to get a tech adjacent role to become a software dev. So if this is a goal that you want, it's definitely can be a stepping stone. I'm just trying to think of if I knew anyone who did a tech adjacent role that never became a developer. Well, I said that there are some from my tutoring job. I guess I don't think they ever became dev jobs. So it is a possibility, but I just want to emphasize that you need if you have this goal of becoming a software dev, you have to kind of baby step your way there. It's such a competitive field. Things are getting more and more competitive, as you know. Bad market, and it's not just a bad market, AI as well, but the skill set of being a dev keeps increasing. The amount of technologies you need to know, the amount of responsibilities of a software engineer keeps coming wider and wider, and there's always new technologies coming out. And then when new technologies comes out, you don't need to just know the new stuff. You have to know the legacy code, legacy programming, and the new programming. So this field is getting harder and harder, and then more and more people, globalization, you know. So you kind of have to step your way into it. And from my experience, I was able to step my way into it. I've seen other people take other tech adjacent jobs, like I mentioned before, customer success. I saw on a resume once, someone went from a support engineer to a senior software engineer too at the same company. So I've seen many times where people were able to make it to a dev job after taking a stepping stone. And it's also possible you don't make it to that goal as well. Maybe you decide you like the support other role. So, but at the end of the day, you got a job rather than waiting around unemployed without a job. So I also want to emphasize that you can get it if the opportunity comes across. Like maybe you want to be in tech, but you have an opportunity. You don't go out your way to apply for them. But if there's an opportunity from someone in your network that you have a referral to that has a tech adjacent job, I would consider it. And just keep grinding like you have been, getting better at coding, so you can eventually get that coding job. So that's all I want to share with you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you need help with a freelance project, a project you're building, an app you're building, I'm a freelance web developer, so you can hit me up. And I also do coaching as well, where I coach people learning how to code. So you can message me about anything. I like chatting with you all. Just message me on Instagram, LinkedIn, on my website as well. Stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.